Can you tell my listeners about your philosophy on playing the slowest disc possible before we leave tonight?
Sure. It's real simple. I'm gonna just throw out made up numbers. So ignore the don't do the math because it is not going to line up. But you'll get the idea, the concept. So the idea of the slowest disc possible is you want to throw a shot that has the largest margin for error or the smallest margin for error, the one that benefits you the most. It always gets worded both ways. So basically, imagine you have a 150-foot hole and you have two discs. You have a putter and a driver. And if you throw them both the exact right power, they're both going to land by the basket. Okay, good shots land where they're supposed to. However, if you throw that driver 10% too hard, it goes 30 feet long. You throw the putter 10% too hard, it goes 12 feet long. So what that means is that same 10% too much power, because we're human, we're going to make physical errors when we throw, that 10% too much power penalizes you far more on a driver than it does on a putter. The slower disc doesn't require you to be as perfect. The same thing holds true if you throw a steep angle shot. A flat shot is going to carry farther. 10% will go X amount farther. Throw that same shot with a steep hyzer angle, and that 10% harder will not go as far past the target. Now you can argue it has a squirrely landing. It's not flat. I'm not suggesting that's automatically best, but the same philosophy applies to throwing a hyzer versus a flat shot. So the slowest disc to reach the hole, generally speaking, as a general rule, is the correct throw.
Awesome. Awesome. And I can't argue that any better. I actually remember how I said that when you read a book, and this might've been in the other podcast, I'm mixing them now. When you read a book, you're looking for certain takeaways. And one of those are, this is new information that I'm going to use, or this is information I've been doing. Hey, that's correct. So when I heard you say that, I was like, yeah, I wrote about that in the strategy and tactics book. Try to use the slowest disc possible to
Yeah.
get where you want to be. It's just
Well,
going to stick better.
you want to, you can't argue with math. Math trumps everything. So math and probabilities and geometry and physics, I mean, those things trump any subjective idea as far as what thing you should do on the course. I mean, math will trump. So the math works to throw a slower disc. By the way, this happens all the time. Players who don't have a good sidearm will throw a driver on a 100-foot shot because they don't know how to control a slow disc. Figure out how to throw a slow disc. Don't be throwing your Firebird on a 130-foot sidearm approach shot. It's a bad idea.